They took away her rifle, so she dropped 5 men in 83 seconds without one. Rain poured heavily over the dusty checkpoint as Sergeant Elena Ramirez stood staring at the line of armored trucks rolling out. Her rifle, the weapon she had trained with, depended on, and guarded with her life, had just been stripped from her hands. Orders from above. A reassignment. They said she was too unpredictable, too bold, too much of a risk. The same rifle that had saved her squad countless times was now gone. But Elena wasn't the kind of soldier who measured strength by the steel in her hands. Moments later, the convoy halted. A group of 5 armed mercenaries emerged from the shadows, surrounding the unarmed checkpoint. Their leader sneered at Elena, mocking her as he waved his rifle. "Where's your gun, soldier? Without it, you're nothing." For a split second, doubt flickered across her face. She had been trained to fight with precision, to strike only when necessary. But she also remembered something her late father used to tell her when she was just a little girl on their Texas farm. "It's not the weapon that makes the warrior, Mija. It's the heart beating behind it." The mercenaries lunged. And that's when everything changed. Elena dropped low, sweeping the legs of the first man before he could pull the trigger. In one fluid motion, she disarmed him, twisting his rifle away and tossing it beyond reach. Her body moved with the speed of instinct, the power of every hour she had ever spent training without a weapon. A second man charged. She slammed her elbow into his jaw, grabbed his vest, and sent him sprawling into the mud. The third swung at her with the butt of his rifle, but Elena ducked, using his own momentum to flip him flat on his back. She pressed a knee to his chest, knocking the wind out of him before springing toward the fourth. The world blurred into movement. A strike here, a throw there, a shout, a groan, the thud of bodies hitting the ground. By the time the fifth man stumbled forward, wide-eyed and shaking, Elena simply stood tall and stared him down. He dropped his weapon before she even touched him. It was over. 83 seconds. 5 men. No rifle. Her squad, watching from behind the barricade, stood frozen. They had doubted her, whispered behind her back that maybe the brass was right to take her weapon away. But now they saw something no rifle could have proven. They saw her courage. Her discipline. Her refusal to give in. But here's the part that no one expected. As the mercenaries lay groaning in the mud, one of them, barely older than a teenager, whispered, "Don't kill me. Please. I didn't want this. They forced me." Elena's chest heaved. The easy choice would have been to ignore him, to leave him broken in the dirt. But she knelt down, lifted his chin, and met his tear-streaked eyes. "You're going home," she said softly. "Not in a body bag. But alive. Choose differently next time." She helped him up. She even gave him water. And in that single act, something shifted, not just in him, but in everyone watching. Her squad would later swear that was the real victory of that night. Not the takedown. Not the speed. Not the spectacle. It was the mercy. When the report of the encounter reached command, they didn't punish her. They reinstated her rifle. But Elena hardly cared. Because deep down, she knew, the rifle had never been the source of her strength. Her power was in her heart. Her compassion. Her ability to fight fiercely, but also to forgive bravely. Weeks later, that same young mercenary found his way back to her base, this time without a weapon. He carried only a letter, trembling as he handed it to her. It read, "You spared me. Because of you, I walked away. I'm going home to my mother. You saved more than just me, you saved her son." Elena folded the note carefully, tears welling in her eyes. For the first time in years, she felt something stronger than pride. Stronger than fear. Stronger even than duty. She felt hope. Final message. The story of Sergeant Elena Ramirez reminds us that strength is not found in weapons, wealth, or status. True power lies in the choices we make, to stand firm, to fight for what is right, and, above all, to show mercy when the world least expects it. Because sometimes, the most life-changing victories are not won in battle, but in compassion.